Okay, listen. Since I can't stand her, I'm your mother, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to say to them. Not to her, but the person connected to her, so that we can convince them of a lie about her, and then I'll back you up, okay? So that we can make sure that it sticks. And then I'm going to use my position with them to get them to trust my word without them needing to seek and validate or seek out the truth from the person we're trying to convince him a lie about. Okay? Just follow my lead and listen to exactly everything I say so we can make it as convincing as possible. I got your back and you got mine, okay? But I don't like her. She's getting in the way of my money. I'm not working for anything in my life anymore, so I want to be able to use them for my money and siphon it from them. And the only way I can do that is by you helping me. Maybe I'll give you some on the side as a gift for helping me out, even though I'm probably going to screw you over too at the end, but I'm not going to tell you that up front. I'm your mother though, but let's work together to turn them against her so that she feels isolated. And then we can move accordingly, because we're going to stress how important family is so that they believe us over her. All right? Let's do this. This isn't invasive at all. This is motherly advice we're going to give. And you being the sister, you being the sibling, you're going to help me do it. And I know it's going to work. Okay, cool. So, what do you want me to say to him? Like, do you want me to tell him that, she's talking to other people? Like, do you want me to convince him that she's, sleeping around, or that she's doing something, illegal, or what? What do you want me to say? Or maybe not illegal, but, maybe convinced that there's infidelity, that she's keeping a secret, that we can convince that she's never planned to tell him, but maybe confided in me about, since I did live in the area, I could make it convincing. I mean, we had moments of conversation since I was near them enough, so I could make this convincing. I'm really good at it, and I'm very sincere. And I know I can be very trusting when I perform it to the perfect extent. I got it. I'm going to let them know she's been sleeping around or talking to other people. And then I'm going to dabble in there how mentally unstable she is and how uncomfortable she made me when she reacted to the number of offenses I committed to her that I will never admit to. But I'm going to use her reaction against her to sprinkle on top of her perception of character in his eyes that she's also unstable too. I think that might sell it to get him to come to our side. What do you think? Do you think that's a really good idea? Let me know. And maybe we can sell this. But you gotta back me up. It's really good, yeah. Let's leave any lies about legal stuff out of it. I don't think we're going to be able to convince anything legal-wise, since obviously she's a good Samaritan. Obviously, there's nothing we can really claim a lie with for that. That's technically, that we don't really have any backing with that one. Yeah, no, I think the idea you came up with is a pretty good idea. So, do you have any evidence of this? Like, that we could use to solidify her case? Maybe? Other than maybe any potential memories of history or anything? Like, do you have any solid proof at all that we could use for the convincing? I don't, but I'm going to claim that I do, and that I just misplaced it. But then I'm going to beg that person that I'm telling this to believe me because I am their family and I would never steer them wrong. I'm going to do anything possible to persuade them into believing me because I am their blood. So I'm going to do anything possible, even if I don't have physical proof. I will claim it, and I will make it so believable that it will be inevitable. And then maybe I'll just excuse or make an excuse that I misplaced it and that they still have to just take my word for it because I want nothing but the best for them. I want to protect them. And I don't want to lose them to someone that is not being loyal to them. Obviously, is the lie I'm going to tell. Even if she's been very dedicated to them. I think this is what I'm going to be able to use to split them up. And that's a part of the performance I'm going to use. Yeah, I think this might work. When do you want to do this? Let's do this at a time where all of us are going to be able to connect. And let's do this when we know for sure she won't be able to interfere, overhear, or know anything. So that when we do this, there's no interference that could possibly shake this up. And if there's any attempt at trying to prove innocence, no one's gonna believe her. Because we'll have already gotten them to believe us. And the isolation tactics will have begun to make her feel so alone. She'll feel like she has no one in her life to turn to. And that, hopefully, will break off the connection, because I don't want someone in their life that's going to restrict me from being able to continue to take what I want from them. And so now I'm going to make sure I sabotage this connection, and I'm going to use your help to do it. No one is going to take what I want from me, especially if it's sustaining me, so I don't have to do anything to sustain myself. I deserve for people to slave themselves over taking care of me. Only. I'm their mother. And I'm gonna act like I have all of your guys' back. Consistently. When I don't. But I'm going to convince you I do. Don't worry about it. We'll get this. We'll get this going. I know it'll work. You know, to make this believable, we may have to do something to bait her into a reaction to further make this lie stick, right? You know we're going to have to figure out how to bait her into a reaction, right? So we can make this more believable. How do you think we're going to do that? Just fill up his head with enough lies about her and build up enough anger in the conversations you hold with them about her that it pushes him to want to provoke her into a reaction to make what we're saying about her believable, about being mentally unstable and uncomfortable to be around. We don't have access to her, but he does. So it's best we use him. That's perfect. And then it'll bait her to wanting to come find one of us to try to plead her case. And then that's when we got her. That's perfect. They'll be split up in no time. Genius. I just want to make sure that I can continue siphoning money from them as long as I want to, so I can continue to live off of them as long as I want to. And make sure that they surround their life and their finances around what I want and not around the life that they're planning or was seeking to plan to build with her. That's all I care about. I'm getting sick and tired of her warning him about me. I don't like when people see through the facade. I want to keep them ensnared in about me. This is not fair, and I'm going to make sure it sticks. All I want is the money, not a connection with them. But I'm going to make it seem like I want a connection with them, even though all I just want is their money. And their obsessive time to chase after me for a connection I will never give. But I'll never tell them that up front. I just want their money. That's it. That's all they're good for to me. But I'll sprinkle on the I love yous when, I have moments of wanting to praise them for something that I don't actually really care about. Because I still only care about myself. But I'll make it sound like I care. How about you? Yeah, well, I just don't want to work for anything at all in my life. Nor do I feel like actually having the motivation to wanting to build anything for my life other than to target and criticize people who are trying to build a life for themselves. If anything, I just want to live off people and jump house to house while I watch people struggle building up their lives and then criticizing them for it and targeting them for it because I want them to stay at the level of vibration I'm at where I don't want to do anything with my life because I'm not motivated or have the confidence to. So, honestly, what I want is to just live off of them. You want the money, and I just want to live off them. And then I want to build a connection around it. So I guess we both have our own ulterior motives, but it's still aligned to one thing. Getting her out of the picture. And I'm on board. Let's do it. I thought I liked her, but I don't. She's gotten in my way, too. She sees me, too. And I can't have that. I cannot have that. It's gonna ruin my reputation and my plan to live off anyone that'll let me in their home. This can't continue to happen. I gotta stay incognito for my plan to work, so I can continue to have people I choose to continue letting me live off of them, and letting me into their home where I never plan to actually leave their home, nor do I actually plan to get anything like a job to sustain me and my own independence, because I don't actually plan to sustain my own independence, but I will verbalize it as an empty promise with sincerity so that they believe me and let things wait out while I continue to distract them with an idealized perception that I'm working on something I never actually planned to complete. So I will always somehow come up short, where they'll take pity and further push the timeline out, where I will continue to live off them, make them feel sorry for me to a degree where we end up becoming roommates, where they pay for basically everything. And then maybe I'll find somebody on the side to pay for other things for me and just continue to live off people. At least that's my plan. So, yeah, let's make sure this works. I need to live off people, and she's getting in the way of this. She's getting in the way of my connection with him. This can't happen anymore. He's my family. I will not let her get in the way of our connection. So you understand the severity of the catalyst she is to us being able to get the things that we want then, huh? See, I knew you were smart. You see exactly what I see. You're smart, smart girl. He'll listen to his family. If he doesn't, we will persuade him with shame and guilt until he does. I don't care how much she has had his back. I don't care. We're gonna convince him we have his back more, and that she can't be trusted, no matter what he comes up with memory-wise. We will distort every single one and destabilize it into something toxic, for him to dismiss any sense of guilt or any sense of doubt in our story. Right, I'll rally up as many people as possible that'll help me convince him of her. And I'll make sure I pick people that either don't know her or people that already don't like her, that she doesn't talk to anymore either, since she's blocked the both of us out of her life clearly. So I'm going to rally up as many people as possible because I'm a talker. So I'm going to make sure that I talk all of them into going and rallying against her with me at the front, so I can orchestrate it perfectly to fit the character that I know she is, and ground this perception in reality so that we both benefit. This is gonna be good. I can't wait for this. You know I'm a homewrecker, and I will break up any connection I need to in order to get what I want, and I will do it without any regret or remorse. And if I want to live off of someone, I will do what I can to be a homewrecker. and split up whoever I need to get it. Even if it's a healthy connection, I will be the homewrecker, while I claim I want the best for them, just to sell the illusion that I'm on their side. Obviously. Or else, who would take my word for it, right? Right. Right. And if I'm family, I mean, naturally you'd want to believe family first, right? Right. And then we'll just tell him, keep it a secret, don't say a word. Or else she's just gonna lie. Let's do that too. Let's make sure that he keeps the secret, because secrets tear apart healthy connections, and that is the perfect seed to plant so that they don't ever reconnect the same way. And then the truth will never be said about how things came to be and why things are being believed the way they are. That way, she never knows we were involved in any of it. What do you think of that? I think I've taught you well. Yeah, let's make this happen. We got this. The overall goal is to make sure we convince him to be emotionally and mentally and physically obligated to us. I'm his mother, and you're his sibling. We're family. And we're going to get any other family member involved to make sure they are persuaded into only obligating themselves to us, and then shame him into it if there's any resistance. We will for sure be able to then guarantee our spot of convincing him to turn on her by any means. The plan is perfect. We just gotta pick the right time. Making him emotionally, mentally, and financially obligated to us. Got it. We'll be able to make this work. And we'll villainize him and threaten the image of how his family and we view him, since we know he cares about us, so that he'll be too concerned trying to maintain an image with us instead of trying to figure out what he wants for himself. Well, we'll tell him what he wants for himself. Yeah, we'll tell him what he wants.